So our next mentor is Philip Ayles. He's a combat veteran and a longtime military police and intelligence professional, and the founder of Warrior to Love. So he's here to help us focus on the hardest part of service is just kind of reconnecting with ourselves and getting better through wellness and reintegration. So thanks for joining us today, Phil.
Hey, I greatly appreciate the opportunity. Sorry about the delay.
Yeah, no problem. Kind of tell us about your journey and why you started Warriors to Love and what got you here.
Well, I spent most of my career both playing in the both sides of the realm of civilian and military my whole life because my easiest time was on active duty. But trying to surf the both sides of the world, it puts you into a different mindset. And my warrior mindset was phenomenal overseas because that's what we're trained to do.
Mm.
Well, when I got back, I didn't realize I came in super stressed out and sprinting when everybody else is walking and never really looking back and seeing the wake I was creating because I brought the whole arsenal everywhere I went. And it was about changing that because I lost everything uh, that I thought was important material wise. And then I lost that communication with my daughters. I didn't know how to talk to them because we were saying the same thing, but we were doing it from different angles and perspectives. So I came here to Jacksonville, Florida, and basically found love. Uh, I took off my armor and realized I'm in a safe space. I don't need to constantly have those same attributes that was phenomenal overseas. It doesn't translate back here. And how do I? Well, it's about me understanding the 95% and looking at it through their perspective rather than what I know, because we get to see the horrors of humanity. And I'm done with that. I've seen enough of it. Yeah, it exists. Well, now it's taking it, teaching you to calm down, slow down, take care of yourself. I had to do that. I had to get my health in order because I was killing myself, not eating right and doing nothing because I was depressed. But I realized it was me. Wow. That was the brutal truth. It was me the whole time. My good, my bad, my everything. It's my perspective getting out of that survivor mode into more of a everyday, because the civilian side to me now is boring. Well, no, it's not boring. It's how I choose to use my time now. I'll never be or have to be in those type of situations. I can handle that. But now it's how do I reintegrate and make my family or make myself more family friendly and or spouse friendly because we have a way of talking that we understand. Well, it doesn't translate over to the 95 percentile that is never served. So we alienate ourselves. So for me, it was about finding clarity in what I really wanted to do. And once I figured out, started with emotional intelligence, realizing that I do have control over my emotions. My daughters would tell me, "Is like we don't know who we're going to get." Wow, that was very impactful because what I tried to do prevent was trauma, ended up causing it in an indirect way through my thoughts and my actions. So now it's okay, I'm in that safe environment. What do I want to do now to respect what I've done, but look at what I can bring to my local community? So I started getting out and going to events, and I had a law enforcement background. So I started learning about Jacksonville. And the more I learn, the more I realize that they're not like any other place that I've visited or have worked in throughout the world. It's your mindset because if you say this sucks, it's going to suck. But if you say, well, what am I gaining from it? Well, that's where a lot of veterans, we don't know we have a problem because we think we're fine. But to me, I want to also bring in the families because they get to see a different side of you than the military side. And a lot of residual energy is built up because our nervous system's in chaos and we thrive. But how do you stand down? Stand down and be present with your family and then allowed to see the good sides of you rather than the stressed out or where you become a loner. But now it's what can we do now? I can do give back because my bases are all covered. I have a 100% VA disability, and now it gives me my freedom to get out there and do something more and show that get out of that warrior mindset and into one more of love and understanding. Create a safe space for your family, like we did overseas with other cultures. Throw that ego and pride out the window and take control over just you. And that's where the transformation of the mission changes. I'm no longer on the front lines. I'm in back with my mom and dad. And how can I make this community better? Or, you know what? Like with me, I didn't know anybody here, but now I'm thriving. And I get to meet other great organizations that do their thing. And now it's about how can we all work together? I love facilitating. I was a facilitator in Iraq between the Iraqi military, our military, and everybody else that we had to interact with. And it's about getting people to understand we're all in this together. If you live at the beaches or out in the swamps, it doesn't matter. It's our responsibility to help the next generation to understand that, hey, these are the possibilities. And why do we do anything? Well, it's to protect our family. Well, now live in within that protection and feel calm within yourself and you change your energy and you start walking with everybody, you realize you can easily see it in others. And now it's about, okay, you control yourself, then you control your perception of what do you do when they think they're right? Well, everybody thinks they're right. Well, that's when we look back and go, okay, let's do something different. Well, and that's where I was like, I choose love over everything now because all the other stuff just repeats itself. I'd rather repeat great or change those negatives into positives with the things I'm doing now and with my community and those that uh, choose to listen and learn. And that's where we developed uh, communication beyond the uniform is to get you to understand how do you talk to yourself now that you don't have that identity anymore. No titles, no nothing. And the civilians are out just making their living. They don't care what you did in the military. And realizing that if they don't know you, they think you've done nothing. So now it's getting back and going, okay, I've done all that. I'm set. I've got a paycheck until I die with medical and everything. Now what? Now it's about giving back and letting that reintegration back in to say, hey, thank you. Thank you for your service. And welcome home. We're going to get you slowed down to where you are a part of the community. You don't need to live in the woods. You don't need to segregate yourself from everybody and be alone because we're what you fought for. And just like with any harvest, hey, the spoils go to those who created it. Well, for me, it's the way to give back. It's a way to understand that everybody has their own issues. But if you learn to control yours, I was a people pleaser. I have boundaries now. I don't look at the negative. I look at let's all talk that are. I'm sorry, I was just looking down at a statement. Uh, but it's for the 95% of the population to say thank you and welcome home. And these are the great things of these are the good aspects that of life that it's worth waking up to see what you can do and what experience you can have. And it's now and then work on yourself during those down times that you used to fill with everything else. And one of the last things that I learned today was I'm learning to master silence. It's the silence because I've never had it. But now I have peace. I have a beautiful wife that loves me for who I am. And one of the things she said was, I didn't realize how much you were living in the past when I first met you. Well, she taught me how to live today and enjoy the moment because there's no guarantees how long I get. So this is my way to give back to the next generation to say, hey, we're we were built to survive. Now let's start living and thriving. And I thank you for the opportunity to talk to you guys and let you understand what my thought processes are. Because there's enough organizations out there, 45,000.
Hmm.
Well, now it's how do we get them all to work together and for the veteran and those first responders and their families to understand we didn't forget about you. We just didn't know how to talk to you. So we bridge those gaps and fill those holes to where, hey, Wounded Warrior's doing something, we partner with them or say, hey, how can I assist or what can I bring to the table? And let's make it happen because that's all of what it's about. You can talk all day, but can you make it happen on that day for the right reasons? And are you going to do the right thing? And it's about transparency.
Yes. So what exactly does Warrior to Love, like if one of these veterans want to come and be a part of that community, what does that look like for them? How would they reach out or how would they become a part of that? And then what does that include? Is it a community where they can talk with other veterans or um
Well, we're not therapists. We're I look at it as more facilitating
mm,
because it's about connecting those to the right. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that some people need therapy, and but what it is recognizing that hey, maybe you need therapy, and a lot of the time veterans don't see that, but the spouses and their families do, and all they want is the calm person back. Well, he'll never be back. It's now how do we deal with it from here on out and who's got to understand what.
mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so you can go on warriortolove.org. We're a 501c3. Uh, Basically, I saw it as these are gaps that I saw, and I want to train others to fill those gaps for because we have people transitioning all the time.
Mhm.
And what a way to say thank you and welcome home. is to give them a positive experience to go, wow, I understand the love now because it's just a simple way to say thank you.
Mhm. On your LinkedIn and on your on the page, you talk about that every person has two missions. Can you explain the second mission and really what that means?
Well, the second mission was like the second part is okay, I'm no longer the warrior eagle. I'm part of the humanity heart. And in that, knowing it's a different role, because our whole mission was to protect our way of life here in the United States and doing everything else. Well, that's to the government. And I did, and you know what? I sacrificed my youth to have those experiences and to gain the knowledge and understanding of the way the world really worked. So eventually I can get into an organization or create an organization. But when it all, uh, it's all right. I just had a brain fart, so.
No, no problem. You also talk about the love mindset. What does that actually look like, maybe in your daily life, or how someone in here can change to that mindset in their daily life?
Well, for me, it's about taking off your armor. I've protected myself my whole life. I've never taken off the armor until uh, within the last decade, and I'm 53, and never. I was always stuck in that performance, chasing the chaos, chasing that dopamine, chasing that understanding that hey, getting through chaos, that's my thing. It's now what do I do when I'm home? And who are they getting? Are they getting the warrior that can't turn that off? That doesn't see that, hey, spending that time reading to your kid creates a positive memory for that child. Or, you know what, having that alone date night dinner actually matters to the family side of it. And that's where your personal side comes in. Because I imploded because everything I was pushing outward for that government and professional side, I was rocking it. But my personal life suffered because I didn't understand the difference between the two and I never separated it.
Mhm.
And that's how I lost communication.
Yeah.
And the love mindset is looking at it from their perspective now. Because before I could care less what they thought. But I understand that created trauma in itself. And what can I control is my thought process and realizing, well, what do you do if they think they're right? And that's how I used it in Iraq and did great there. Well, why can't I use that here in the States? From here on out, I've got the knowledge. Let's let's spread the word. And it's not about me. I want something that goes far beyond who I am because I see the same problem in athletes, uh, anybody in high stress environments, oil rig people, and everything is teaching them this something that's been around for thousands of years of learning to slow down and pace yourself because I sprinted and was alone.
Yeah.
Now life is good.
How would you say that your guys' approach, is it just the two of you at Warriors to Love? Just you?
No, there's four of us.
Okay.
There's myself, Michael Ivanish. He's the one he was my guinea pig. Uh, Basically, I taken him from to where his health was failing, his personal life was failing, everything. He was on the rock bottom of it,
Mhm.
and then we changed his mindset to look at the good in it. Well, it started now. You got to start with yourself. You can't help anybody else if you're dying.
Mhm.
So got his health in order. It's taken him a couple years. and a lot of negotiation because we're all think we know it.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to it, it is getting you to realize that if you want something, well, what are you going to do to make it happen in your life? When you rely on somebody else, you wait until they're ready. But if you rely on yourself, you know, I can meet anybody. And life is good with how I approach it because it's the gratitude. Because there are times where I had to check myself and to realize that have gratitude for where you're at, not where you want to be.
Yeah.
And talking to people, and that's where I talk to my kids like they were soldiers. Well, there were three females or three girls, and they constantly told me, "Dad," but that's all I knew. But in understanding that and realizing that, oh, I wasn't female friendly. I was straight to the point. Didn't care about feelings or anything. But now I understand that dark humor is not funny in the civilian or being a citizen.
Yeah. How would you say that you guys over at Warriors to Love do it differently? There's so many transition programs out there for veterans. What would you say makes you guys stand out of all those other programs?
Well, what makes us stand out is those they serve a purpose. To me, it's there's so many of them. I'm not here to compete with them. I want them to do exactly what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's about the facilitation to get these everybody to talk and everybody take a seat at the table because ultimately our all of our same exact goal is to better the lives of veterans, first responders.
Mm-hmm.
And I fill in the gap because we overlook the families. And the only way you got to go to the source,
Mm-hmm.
go to the seed of how it all transpired. Once you understand that and you take accountability, yeah, it did happen, but you know what? We all lived through it. I live it every day. I wake up and going, okay, what can I do today that I didn't get done tomorrow? Because yesterday doesn't exist. I paid that life. Now, what can I do today to set me up for later?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, I just have one more question. If anybody
Mhm.
else has any questions, you guys can go ahead and raise your hand. But I would like to know, out of everything you've said over the past 30 or so minutes, what's one thing that you would really want everyone to take away today as they're all transitioning out of the military? If you could pick one thing.
Um, Slow down, stand down, slow that energy
Mhm.
because that energy's got to be released. Now it's about slowing it down and seeing winning the hearts and the minds.
Yeah, yeah, that's great advice. Thank you so much for coming and chatting for a while today, Phil. Really
Hey,
appreciate it.
hey, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
All right, thank you.
You too.
All right.
Oh, LinkedIn. I will drop his LinkedIn. Are you okay with that, Philip, if I drop your
Yeah.
LinkedIn for everybody to connect?
Yes.
Okay. I will do that right now, everybody. Sorry. Thanks for reminding me. I'm sure you'll be getting a bunch of connections right after this.
Hey, the more the merrier. The more we get the message out for each other because everybody does their great and wonderful things.
Hmm.
Let's let's be the glue, the connector. And that's why I said facilitate it.
Yeah, 100%. It looks like we do have one question before you go, if you have a little bit extra time. Brian, go ahead.
I guess I have one question for you in regards to I guess, the civilian world versus the military. Often I get individuals, and as they're dealing with certain things, they have the difficulty in expressing really their thoughts because those thoughts are translatable because they're afraid to speak terrorists from being in defense and being in certain areas. How do you find help, and where are the specific places for individuals like that may need specialized, right?
Well, there's to me, though, I connect dots, and there's places that, like there's who's, there's all different resources, and that's what I learned as a leader in the military is I can't do everything, but I'll find a way to make it happen. And knowing the right people and building those relationships is and that's where I want to come in with the communication beyond the uniform because it gives you something, and eventually when I can afford it, I'll get a building to where people can come and slow down, get off electronics, and realize that, you know what, now do some yoga, do something that brings you to the now, in the moment, because you have to go back to what you're doing. But if you can find peace right now, life is good.
Yeah, great question, Brian. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's all I have. Thank you, Philip. I really appreciate your time.
Well, did that answer your question?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. I'll be in contact. You're the individual with the, uh, it's what's here. It's the network. So thank you, sir. It answered.